Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is your brother Xavier. You're on my channel, Living Life Without Sight. I'm here with my great brothers and friends, the Boiler Room crew. They're going to introduce themselves and tell you when they came in the nation and how we got started. We're going to take it from there. Anyone can take it from the top. Brother Kenneth.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I'm Brother Kenneth, the originator of the Boiler Room crew.
Yeah.
I came into mosque in 1980. Kenneth X, now known as Kenneth Muhammad, bow tie maker extraordinaire. Where do you want to start? Just talk about the Boiler Room crew?
No.
Just introduce yourself, brother, and step aside.
Brother Eric, you go, Brother Eric.
What's up?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Eric X, formerly Eric X, Brother Eric Muhammad now. I came in the nation 1980, part of the Boiler Room. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Brother Vic, Brother Majid.
Yes, I came in the nation. First of all, assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name, when I came into mosque in 1981, my name was Brother Victor X. Now I go by the name of Majid Muhammad. I wish to thank Brother Xavier for bringing us all together.
Yes, sir. Omar Ramadan.
Yes, sir, beloved brothers. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Out of Field.
Fine, sir.
Fine.
Brother Orlando is what they used to call me. Brother Orlando X, I came into the mosque, into the temple at that time, Temple of Muhammad 7C, 1981. And then after that, we became a part of the Boiler Room crew, and we got things on and popping and making it rock and roll. Thank you.
Sir. Yes, sir. Brother Greg.
Greg, yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Salam, Brother Greg.
I came into the nation. It was around 1980. I can remember the first time I went to a study group. I went to go hang out with my brother Eric. I normally used to go out there to some of the projects to see my brother, and we would hang out and do what young men at that time used to do. The brother happened to be going to a study group that night and invited me to the study group. And from that point on, I was involved.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, thank Allah, I'm still here today. I was blessed to complete my 58th year of life. And I'm now beginning my 59th year as of
Happy birthday, beloved.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Greg. Brother Steve.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. Came in around, well, first of all, assalamu alaikum to all the brothers.
Thank you. Thank
Salam.
you. Islam.
Brother Lando, later on, you can take us out and get something to eat and pay for it, too.
Y'all owe me.
Yeah, a lot, don't we? But I came in around the summer of 1980. Thank Allah for my brother Kenneth and brother Eric. And I officially joined in the fall of 1980. Greatest day and times of my life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, my brothers. We're just going to have a conversation about the Boiler Room crew. We're going to talk about our dear beloved leader, Brother Abdul Kareem Muhammad, and our captain, Captain Alpha Farrakhan.
Oh, yeah.
And let's just start the conversation off. Who wants to start off? Let's get this ball.
Yes, sir. I can start it off.
Yes,
Start it off somewhat. Coming into the mosque, you know, I had the teachings prior to that since around 72, 73. But after hearing the minister's lecture, speech, Liberty or Death at City College, where about 11,000 people showed up, I was ready and ripe to join the mosque. So
What year was that, sir?
that was May 18th, 1980. Liberty or Death was the lecture. You can get it, you
There you
can find it on YouTube right now. We were meeting up at the Harlem State Office building. And I remember when I went there the next Sunday, Brother Kareem Linwood at the time was teaching. And I was ready to accept. So when he finished speaking, he was doing the acceptance, and I stood up and he was, brother, you ready to come and to get into shape and get ready for the fight and everything else? And he was talking to me like, you know, like I couldn't fight. So I was looking around. I was like, who the hell he talking to? You know, I'm from Brooklyn, son. I know how to fight. But
Yeah.
I remember seeing him that time for the first time. And the Monday we went to FOI class. And that day I seen him, Brother Burry, I think it was Brother Alpha Farrakhan and Brother, what was Brother Thomas? I think they were the officers
Yes, sir.
that were there that day. But from Harlem State Office Building, what are the other places we went?
Parkside,
What's that?
Parkside Plaza.
Brother Killer, before we get into that, I want to just ask the brothers, Brother Victor, what is your first time you remember meeting Brother Kareem?
The first time I met Brother Kareem, the first time I saw Brother Kareem was at in Newark at the Robert Treat Hotel.
Ooh.
And I believe that was in 1981.
81. Yes,
I
sir.
noticed this, I saw this brother who stood out from the rest of the brothers. And you knew when you seen the brother, who was in charge.
Mm.
I mean, he had a aura around him. And from that, I wanted to know who this brother was. He had a green, like, army jacket or
Yes,
something
yes.
on.
Army trench
And I
coat.
wanted to know,
Army trench coat.
army
That's right.
raincoat, yes, brother. And I wanted to know who he was. And brother, I was in after seeing that, brother. That day, I seen the brothers. I traveled to DC to see the minister. Saw Brother Kareem again. You know, saw him in the armory, and you know, I was committed, man. I was introduced to the teachings through Brother Lonnie, Sister Jeanette, and their cousin Walter. And so just being around Muslims for the first time and getting a true love of the messenger from them made me want to be a part of it. And I mean, I stood up. I said I was ready to join. I'm gonna be a part of the nation. And you remember, Brother Xavier, I came in on a FOI night. And he said, brother, this is not the night for you, man. You got to come back in the Saturday orientation class. Man, I lived on, for those in Brooklyn, I lived on Fulton and Rockaway. I walked home in the rain with tears in my eyes because I wanted to be a part of this more than anything else. So that's my beginning. That's right. That was my beginning, man. I mean, I'm what is it? I'm 62 years old.
Yes,
I love the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Brother Farrakhan. As I go throughout my community and the state of New Jersey, the messenger, what he taught was 1000% right and exact.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Brother Majid. Brother Orlando.
Yes, sir.
I remember the first. Tell me your first experience with Brother Kareem or coming into the mosque.
My first experience of seeing Brother Kareem was at Friendship Baptist Church.
Watch out now.
And I seen out, came, I was still coming in. I wasn't fully in. I wasn't fully in at that time, but I was ready. I knew I was coming in, but they said the next meet, they didn't have Eastern Parkway yet at the time. So they said he was having meetings at Friendship Baptist Church. And I think they was meeting at McDonald's across the street from the Eastern Parkway at the time.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
then when I seen Brother Kareem, they said, this is the brother that's in charge in New York. I said, oh man, this is like a hardcore militant guy. I wasn't scared, but I say this is gonna be a hard way to go here. Because I like to joke around a lot, and I can see this man is no nonsense. Ain't give me no playing around. But not to say it was the opposite of that. Brother Kareem got the biggest heart that you can ever find.
Biggest heart.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And you can't beat that in no form of fashion. He loved the brotherhood. He loved the rank and file average believer.
Right.
And, was not, although he was the minister, he was not like, Mr. Official, and you couldn't approach him with any problem you had.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah, I came in the mosque and I seen the brothers there, and I used to come on Wednesday nights when they had the dinners, and I bought like 2-3 dinners. I had a few dollars at that time. And then I was Then I would see the brothers drilling and stuff. I said, man, what they doing in there? I hear the brothers drilling. And I can remember seeing Brother Greg with that doing that left flank march. I could see him snapping his head. I said, man, how can I get part of that, you know? And then finally, Brother First Lieutenant Arthur Hicks, he said, brother, you want to come to my meeting? I said, yeah, I can go in. He said, yes, sir. I said, all right. Then that was it for me. I was in.
Praise be to Allah.
And I'll tell you some other stories later on about the boiler room.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get into some of that. We're gonna get into some of that. Now, when you used to come to the mosque and eat, who was the cook at that time? Who was cooking?
Sister Tony, also now the Sister Aisha.
Right.
She was tearing it up in that kitchen.
Yes, sir. People don't know that.
Bean pies were delicious, and
wow.
I could eat at that time. I could eat 2 whole bean pies by myself.
Wow, yeah.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir.
And the dinners were only $5 for the dinners. I don't know what they call it charging.
He kept me alive.
Thank you. Brother Eric.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Sir.
Yes, sir. I remember when I first came into the mosque, matter of fact, my brother Kenny brought me, but we all felt in our heart that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was going to rebuild the nation. It was a matter of time. And I believe, a lot of us believe if we stay alive, that we'll make it there. So we walked through the door and we seen Brother Kareem. All I could hear Brother Kareem was saying, strength.
Yes.
Men, we need men for the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Brother, that turned me on, brother.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Brother Kareem, he have a way of motivating men. He have a way of making men want to do things that they don't want to do.
That's right.
So I thank Allah for Brother Kareem, because I wouldn't have known Brother Kareem was for the minister. Brother Kareem taught us how to love the minister.
That's right.
That's right.
He taught us how to love the minister and their family.
That's right.
So I have to always thank Brother Kareem, and I'm not going to hold his mic up. I'm going to pass it on, beloved. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Brother Steve.
Yes, sir.
What's going? Talk to me, brother.
All right, Harlem State Office Building, right? Harlem State Office Building. Go upstairs, go inside. All the brothers, man, on one side, sisters on the other side. All this energy. Minister Burt is teaching the orientation, and that's cool. That's all lovely. But after Minister Burt finished, I know I might have seen Brother Kareem walk around a couple of times, but finally Brother Kareem came up, and that energy and that presence, and just the way you felt that love coming out of that man, brother, that I was like, I got to come back here. I had to leave for a little while because I didn't have money to get back. But by the fall, I came back. I was like, I'm in all the way, bro. Brother Kareem, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Positive energy is like the father that many of us never had, bro.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, brother.
And a big brother. Brother Kenneth is my big brother, but he's like the big brother, you know.
Right.
I couldn't believe he had energy for everybody like that. I just couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you, Brother Steve. Brother Greg?
Greg, sound like brothers.
Salam.
I was always inclined toward Islam. I was very young, 13. I came up through the 5% Nation through my older brother. I remember Brother Bernard.
Yes.
And, you know, at that particular time, prior to me coming into the mosque, there was a brother from the Ansaru community, the Ansar community, you know, and they had put out a booklet. Is the message of the messenger right and exact? Now, if you came up in the 5% Nation, there was very little talk of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And it wasn't until many years later that I realized the lessons that we had came by through the Nation of Islam under Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
Deliberately, he was deliberately kept vague and was not talked about.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
We were made to we talked about the father, brother by the name of Clarence 13X. But as I began, you know, May 18th was a date that I tried to get up to city hear the minister. But as I was trying to get other brothers to come with me, I didn't make that date. And I believe it was before October the 5th that I had went over to Brother Eric's house. You know, me and him used to hang out sometimes there in the projects, and I just happened to go over to his house that particular day. and they were suited up, and they said they were going to a study group, and said, brother, why don't you come and join us at the study group? And at that time, you know, I went to the study group, and from that point, it was like a whirlwind, brother. Because once, at that particular time, as you know, the minister was just reestablishing the nation.
Yes, sir.
He was on the move on a regular basis. So from one city to another, we going, and Philadelphia, Baltimore, down up in New York. I remember the one time we went all the way up to Ithaca, New York.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know who was driving, but the radiator had broken the car. And it was winter time, man. And it was, that ride.
I think we got an idea who that is.
That's a ride. And it was cold, brother. I mean, it was cold.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it was only 9 of us. The minister was the 10th man.
Yes, sir.
Spoke at this college, and when you in the presence of the minister and he's speaking, I mean, his words are like wisdom. I mean, the majority of the students there were Caucasian, but the minister had them mesmerized.
Yes, sir.
I mean, his presentation was excellent.
Yes, sir.
And I can remember one question. It was a white female, and she really didn't want to challenge the minister, but she was, she had this feminist mindset, and she thought the minister was being disrespectful because when he referred to America, he kept referring to her as she and her. When the woman asked the question, she said, why do you continually refer to America as she? I think that's disrespectful. And the minister very wisely explained to her, just like a mother bears a child, America is like a mother to us all. And although her conduct has been questionable and deliberately outrageous, it is still like a mother to us. So this is why he referred to her as she and her.
Yes, sir.
And, it allayed the fears. But, when you see a man demonstrating wisdom like he did on that particular day, every day subsequent to that,
right,
it was only a matter of time before I was fully involved in this work.
Yes, sir. So thank you all, brothers, for that reminiscence of how you first came in. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the Boiler Room Crew. What is the foundation and the glue that kept, and what was the function of the Boiler Room Crew at that time? What was the role?
If I may, to get back to how I got started, I want to say, Brother Greg, I think the study group, we talk about the study group in Sumner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would like to thank Brother Kareem. See, Brother Kareem had that set up because he sent Brother Hop, Brother Ronald, Brother Gaddafi, the lieutenant captain, minister to Sumner. I remember meeting Hop for the first time, and we set up the study group there. But after going to all those other places, Wisco Manor and all the other places, we finally got 1110 Eastern Parkway, is it, Brother Secretary? 1110 Eastern Parkway.
1110 Eastern Parkway, 5991, the last 4 numbers of the telephone.
And we fixed it up, started having a meeting there, and somebody broke in from the roof. All the way in the back, there was a hatch. And somebody broke in. I remember they was looking, well, how did they get in? How did they get in? I knew how cats were. And I said, yeah, they probably came in from up there. They went up the ladder, found out. We went up the ladder. How did you know
you was one of those cats?
Oh, I knew criminals. So went up there and said, yeah, they came in. So Brother Kareem, at the time, he said, we need some security in here. Some overnight security or something. I said, I'll do it, sir. He said, yeah, you do it, brother? He said, where you live? I said, I live, some of the projects, I take the bus here, blah, blah, blah. So that's sort of when it started. At that time, we only might have just had a sink or something. Later on, I think the Brother Linwood had them put a shower in. So it was only a sink maybe, yeah, the bathroom sink. Was that right, Xavier? So
Yes.
I would stay there.
Little pan, brother.
All
If I
right,
stayed
brothers.
there-
Our brothers. Let's not go too far on that line,
If I
brother.
stayed there for about 2 or 3 days, you know, I would wash up in the sink, but it's nothing like a bath. But staying there, I got this tank. What do you call it? Like the little tank?
Brother
And I
Kiddo.
would boil, yeah,
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would boil the water, put it in that pan, and then put cold water in there. Then I get in there and wash up.
The whole world's gonna watch this, brother Kiddo. The whole
so,
world.
so, you know,
On YouTube.
one day the brothers came in. I think it might have been, especially they came in. What you doing, man? I said, like, I'm taking a bath. But I would do that until Brother Linwood had them put a shower in there. And he put a shower in there. And the first 2 brothers, like I say, was myself and Brother Stanley. We were probably the first 2 in the boiler room crew. We would stay there and secure the Mars. And, you know, if the brothers came in that morning, I might go home that day, take a shower, change and everything else until we really, Brother Linwood then bought bunk beds. And he put them in that office across from where they had the kitchen.
Right.
And then later on, we moved it to the back. You know, we painted the room up and fixed the room up. But I think other you brothers could tell what you know of the boiler room crew.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, beloved. I remember when I became a part of the boiler room crew. It was one of the best days of my life because once you come into the nation, you know, at that time, you had to really disconnect yourself from people out of the world when you're a new Muslim coming into the mosque. And I had to disconnect myself from some of my friends because they were getting high, but I would always come to them with the final call and with the teaching. But once I became a part of the boiler room crew, you seen everybody had a special gift. And the gift that Allah blessed me was a drill instructor. I mean, I used to watch Brother Aziz, formerly the Brother Anthony, giving the drill cadence, my brother Kenny giving us the drill cadence. And then the first day we all went to Chicago, we watched LA. Then I remember one time, Brother Kareem, they had like a orientation class. No, the brothers was drilling. I mean, it's so far back, I'm trying to remember everything. And Kareem said, Brother Eric, call cadence. That's how Brother Kareem was. And a brother wanted to give me a mic. I said, I don't need a mic. You remember that day, Brother? I said, I don't need a mic. And my voice carried on. And from there, Brother Kareem let me be like the drill instructor.
Yes,
But the boiler room was like nothing. See, when you say boiler room crew, Kareem gave us that name.
That's right. That's right.
And I can't ever remember talking about any one of these brothers. And I can't remember any one of these brothers talking bad about me. We was tight knitted.
Right.
That's right.
And our mission was to rebuild the nation. Our foundation was Allah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the minister, and Brother Kareem instilled that in us.
Right.
So we was on a mission, brother. We didn't care about nothing but building this nation, brother.
That's right.
Assalamu alaikum.
And on that point, Brother Eric, it was, like I said, we was together all the time, brother.
That's right.
That's right.
No. People don't really, when I say all the time,
All the time.
if you worked or whatever, if you worked with the nation or whatever, we came to the mosque together, we traveled together, we lived together, we was in the, but we didn't even have arguments, brother.
Never.
People don't realize we never have had arguments. Don't even think about anything other than that. But I mean, the Brotherhood, we would just travel everywhere. In Brother Orlando's van, we had to put the wooden chairs in there. Remember that, Orlando?
I remember that, those days.
Yeah. About 8 or 9 wooden chairs, and I still got some of those wooden chairs right now. People. Well, I got souvenirs from Eastern Park. I got 3 or 4 wooden chairs. Bring one of those wooden chairs right now.
For real.
Let me just say this. Being a new brother in the mosque, you know, and being around the Brotherhood, you didn't want to go home.
No, sir.
That's right.
That was like, nah, I ain't going home.
Mhm.
And so by being in the mosque late at night, listening to the brothers speak of the teachings of the messenger, I said, I gotta be here. And Brother Kenneth, I asked Brother Kenneth, could I stay in the mosque? He said, brother, I have to ask Brother Kareem.
Yes, sir.
So when he gave me the permission, I had a place to live.
That's right.
I had a place to live. And I was like, nah, that's not where I want to be. I want to be with the Brotherhood.
Wow.
Right.
And being with the Brotherhood, it's like brother said, you had to be there to understand what we're talking about.
Right.
Like, you know, I remember we didn't have heat, but nobody ever complained.
Never complain.
That's right.
Never complained. And we had, you know, sometimes we didn't have, you know, a good meal.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody complained. It was a love that was instilled for the teachings and the minister by Brother Kareem.
Right.
And how we stuck together thick and thin, you know, and we shared everything we had with each other.
That's right.
You know,
That's
we
right.
had Brother Kenneth cutting our hair, and we all had the same haircut for some reason. You know, he cut our hair like he cut his hair. And we all had that
one
haircut.
style.
You know, yeah, one style, his style. And bow ties and you know, shirts and you know, it was like it was beds and stuff, you know, and we just love being with each other. People don't, you know, I'm trying to explain, give you all a sense, the listening audience. When we say we was together, we was together 24/7.
Right.
I mean, you know, like Omar used to say, if you living here, you can't have no job because we on call 24/7. And
That's
we
right.
didn't make if we got a call, I need you brothers to be in this location, that location.
Mhm.
The job came second.
That's
right.
right.
You got fired from many jobs.
Many jobs you got fired from, right?
Right? And many jobs. And so this is what you wanted to do. You wanted to rebuild this work. And that love and that dedication came from one man. I mean, let me say two men.
Come on now.
Let me be correct.
That's right.
It came from Brother Kareem, and may Allah be pleased with our captain, Brother Alpha.
That's right. That's right.
That man right there, he is the foundation of my manhood. He taught us so many things in conversation. I mean, it was like maybe 6-7 years that I actually was able to even crack a joke with Brother Alpha.
Right.
That's how much he was a general, a warrior, a brother. And
Captain.
if you needed something or you needed advice, go talk to Brother Alpha.
Yes, sir.
You know, and how he embraced the brotherhood, and also how he embraced and taught us about the minister.
That's right.
It was his love for the ministers that also filtered down to us. And he said, brothers, nothing better ever happen to the minister. And we had that attitude.
That's right.
If you looked, talked, thought about doing anything to the minister, well, you was going on the milk container. And that's the spirit we had.
That's right.
Let Brother Omar go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Well, Majid couldn't have put it in better words. I mean, the boiler room crew was tightly knit. We ate and drank and fellowship together. And like you said,
whoa. Let's clear that up. Ate, drink, what?
When I say drink, I mean coffee.
Oh, okay. You can play now.
That's what we drank back then was coffee.
Hey, fellas.
That's it, you know.
I just caught that.
I don't know what y'all drinking now, but
Coffee.
no, but it was so tightly knit, and the love that we had for each other was tremendous.
Love.
And all the other brothers and it spread amongst the other brothers in the FOI.
That's right.
And there's so much they wanted to be part of that tightly knit unit.
Right.
And brothers would see us, and we had, like, I don't know, I'm talking now, but when we came after the mosque, nobody wanted to go home. Nobody wanted to leave. They wanted to stay with the brothers and, you know, so and fellowship and socialize, not socialize, but, you know, Be amongst the brotherhood.
Right.
You know, I think somewhere in the scripture says, you can tell how you pass from life to death when you love the brotherhood. Nobody wanted to go home. And a few brothers, we had to accidentally leave. Not me, but, you know, Brother Elijah would say, oh, brothers, y'all brothers got to go home, brothers. We got to get that work. But on a note, Brother Alpha, what a gift that we had in Brother Alpha.
That's right. That's right.
Sometimes you don't realize it until the man is gone.
That's right.
He was like I always say encyclopedia. He just had knowledge on everything.
Right.
That he can give you information on, because he's been through in the nation, in the streets a little bit, you know, as his other job was. But he just give you teachings on everything and how it fit into the nation. And he was no nonsense, you know. Alvin didn't joke that much, you know.
Right.
He was, you know, he meant serious business all the time. And like you said, Brother just said, nothing happened to him. At that time, the Brazilians was talking stuff, other groups was talking stuff about the minister, and we was ready to deal with them. We did deal with them on some occasions.
Yes, sir.
That's how Alpha was, and that's how we were.
That's right. I mean, because it was us against the world.
That's right.
Really?
You know, Brother Xavier, if I forget, I remember one time we was in a room and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was in Brother Kareem. I don't know if Brother Omar remember this. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted 1,000 soldiers like Brother Omar. Remember that, Brother Omar?
Well, let me tell you that story real quick.
But you know one thing about it, when he said that, hold on for a minute, Brother Omar. When he said that, I had no envy in my brother.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you that story. Minister Farrakhan, I came to New York to the mosque that day, 1110 Eastern Parkway. There was some people were having some gripes, and they wanted to see what he was interviewing people that wanted to talk to him.
Oh, yes.
About different things, you know, in the mosque, but in the temple at the time. And
8 hours.
Me and Brother Eric was on security outside the office, where, you know, we did outside Brother Kareem's office where the minister was, and he was talking to each individual believer who may have had an issue or just wanted to say, give him the greetings or whatever. So Brother Eric was on security, and Brother Alpha was inside, Brother Kareem was inside, and Minister Farrakhan was inside. So it was some sister in there that came in, and you know, sometimes we got a lot of crazy people that come in. She had a gift that she wanted to give the minister, and she wanted him to sign for it. Could you imagine that? She said, I'll give you this gift for love, Brother Minister, but I want you to sign for it. Minister says, no, I won't sign for it, but I'll take it. But, you know, I'm not going to sign for anything. So she started getting, you know, out of hand. And so we heard the ruckus inside. So we just broke through the door. And I'm telling you, the Alpha had the sister. He was controlling her. But I had the determination in my face. I was going to get her, and she was going out that window. I'm telling you. He said, Brother Orlando, no. and I held myself up. But if you didn't say it like that, that sister was, because, you know, we had that second story. You know, the mosque is always on second story, so we can go out there. But that point on, who's this brother? He said, who's this brother? How much you see 1,000, help you to make 1,000 more just like you? I said, yes, sir, Brother Minister.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Beautiful reminiscent. Anyone else? Brother Eric, Brother Steve, Brother.
Yes, sir. Just a couple of words, because the brothers have said not all, but a lot. But I know and remember well that the key to it is that after hearing those teachings, and any brothers that was around, and they felt that energy, they didn't want to go back out in the world. They wanted to stay there amongst us. But we literally had to like turn people away, like, bro, you can't stay here tonight. No, I'm sorry, brother, you can't. But some brothers made it through, like our little brother Timothy, you know, he slowly made his way through. A couple other brothers like
you. But our feast wanted to stay now.
He stayed for a while.
He stayed for a long while.
He stayed for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be pleased with him. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. He was part of
that was a very good thing. You know what I'm saying? As I think back on it now, that you know, we were younger men and we didn't want to be out in the street. We wanted to be amongst the brotherhood, and we wanted to be there 24/7 like that. Me being Brother Kenneth's biological brother, you know, I was already in because he's looking out for baby bra, and then I became the somewhat like the in-house secretary. But I don't know who it was, either Brother Omar or Brother Majid. You had this special way of putting together beds, and you took those blue sofa chairs and then you put one of them wooden chairs in between, and we took the pillowcases
That's a
off.
Lando.
Brother Omar. Brother
That
Omar
was-
did that.
Yeah.
Brother, I remember that bed still to today. That was the best, because people probably wondering where we sleep, man. Man, that was the best thing.
No, no,
Oh,
brother,
brother, that was
brother
really
Orlando, brother Omar slept on the radiator.
Yeah,
I remember that,
I was about ready to
yes.
say that, brother. I was about ready to say that. Xavier,
That's
can
why
you
I
hear
can't sleep in the bed right now. I got
me? Xavier, can you hear me? Can
Yeah,
you hear me? He
I
was
hear
asleep. The radiator was in the window. So he
right,
was
right.
asleep on the window of the radiator. And one day I went over to him, Atlanta was asleep when he first started there. He had his eyes open. I said, yo, is this guy sleeping or is he woke? He dead sleep with his eyes open. I was like,
That's right.
man, you one
Yeah.
scary character.
on post. I was on post.
Let me
I remember-
cut in.
I remember
Let me cut in for a minute. Let me cut in for a minute. I you know, it would, you know, it would be remiss as we don't honor our own. And I wanted to thank Allah much for Brother Stephen,
That's
because
right.
he held the mosque down when we would go out, you know, the different events with the minister. And the brother was always on his post.
Yes,
the man
sir.
could be in a dead sleep, and he would get up and answer the phone.
5991.
Brother, I still remember them 4 numbers.
5991.
I think I'm gonna get a trademark on them 4 numbers, 5991.
Well,
And
the
the-
first,
and the-
the first
and-
was 778. It was 778, I think.
Also,
5991.
I remember 5991. And
Right.
also along with, you know, what came along with that, right? Therapy, because people calling in and they got the number. So I would have to sit on the phone, and sometimes I had a brother one time that called, told me he wanted to kill himself. And thank Allah, his messenger, the minister, man, I'm talking to the brother, and he said, brother, you know, you made me feel well, brother. I'm not gonna do it. You know what
That's
I'm
what
saying?
I'm
Wow.
talking about. See,
Wow.
them are the stories that people also need to know.
Oh, brother.
That how this brother right here, when Brother Kareem would call and ask, he's in Jersey, Stephen in New York, brother just said, yes, sir. You
Right.
know, and the brother wasn't getting paid for his services.
Oh,
It was his love for the nation.
yes, sir.
You know,
Hey,
that let him, you know, he was happy to do this. People don't understand.
it was a
I'm
blessing.
trying to say to the audience,
Yes, sir.
please understand what we're saying
Mhm.
in the time in which we were saying it. It was we didn't, I'm sorry, that's the emergency thing. We didn't have, there wasn't a lot of money floating around in the nation. So
But
whatever we had,
happy.
we shared. We
Right.
would go get secondhand clothes
45
Right.
p.m. Eastern Daylight
and wear
Savings Time.
that. Understand that, you know, this is the love we have for our nation. And we
Right.
continue to have for our nation.
And
So
and
I just want to recognize
And-
Brother Stephen
right.
for
Thank
his
you, brother.
dedication throughout
Yes,
all
sir.
the years.
And brother, I gotta recognize and say that when you say that, brother Kareem, because in being an in-house secretary and having that number to the combination to the safe, just me, him, and may Allah be pleased with brother Wazir.
Yes,
brother,
sir. Mhm.
That man, brother, I used to look at what was his so-called salary. It was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe that he could survive off of that. And he would give me a little bit of the money that he was getting, and then he would tell me like, "Hey, brother, brother." I said one time to him about saving some money, and he like laughed at me. He said, "What you gonna save, brother? You ain't getting no money to save." And I remember he had his shoes, the back of them, literally the heels worn out. You
Yeah,
know,
holes in his
Yeah.
shoes. That's right.
Mhm.
and he wanted to get another vehicle, and he wanted Brother Wazir to do it, but for whatever reason, you know, that didn't fall through. But the thing was that, man, I would say he paid the price with his life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
No sacrifice.
And he didn't get paid. He really didn't get paid. You know.
Right.
During that time, I'm just saying, I'm not saying nothing negative. It's just that
Right.
the money wasn't really there anyway. So,
Mhm.
but that was the sacrifice that many of us put through, and
Right.
it was a blessing to do it, because it sure enough made a change in my life, and
Yes,
I
sir.
guess every single one of us that's here now speaking, you know.
Brother Kareem was the type of man that he'll send all that money to Chicago to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
Brother,
He distribute that money to all of us. Sometimes he give Brother Xavier money, me money, Kenny money.
Yes, sir.
And he
That's
will
right.
give us, and I'm saying, how does he do this?
Right.
That's the love that he had for all of us.
he
Yeah.
will make sure
Brother Eric, do you
that
remember
we'll get money for that. You know, that was no problem. He'll
Brother
get money
Eric,
for that.
Brother Eric, do you remember that time we went to the Brother Zachariah restaurant and Brother Kareem offered you a fish sandwich? You said, no, you all right? And you said, okay, brother. And then he offered me a fish sandwich. I said, yes. And then you wanted
Yes,
some of
sir.
it?
He bought it for you, yeah. He taught me a good lesson on that, brother. He said, when somebody offers you something and you need it, take it, brother.
That's right. Don't let that pride thing get to you.
Take it, brother. Take it, brother. And he gave me it too. He gave me the money. And I took it.
Yes, sir.
It's a hell of a lesson to learn, brother.
Mhm. And another thing, back in those days, people watching now, you youngers, there was no cell phones.
No cell phone.
Right.
No beepers.
Right.
You had to be at the mosque. You get one call, Brother Alpha, Brother Kareem, brother, I need you to meet the minister, the minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan now. He's going to be such and such, so I need you to meet me. And you had to be there. You couldn't call nobody. You couldn't wait. It was right then and there. And that's what you kept your ear to that phone and like, man, we got to move and we got to move now.
That's right.
Now, yep. And Orlando would get that van with those wooden chairs in there. And we'd be
Like, we on call 24/7.
That's right.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I think
They
Brother
seem like-
Greg, did Brother Greg speak or Stephen, you finished?
Brother Greg.
Let
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Greg go ahead. We could talk all night, you know that.
Right.
So, I can tell you about one occasion that I was there at the mosque and I was there with Brother Kareem. And I looked down at the door, you think them said, who was coming up the stairs but Minister Farrakhan?
Mm.
And, it didn't make me aware that the brother was coming. But at that point, Brother Kareem had told me there was a reporter coming to interview the minister.
Mm.
And at the time, spoke with the minister. And, everything went well. The interview went well. And, then the brother went on his way. The brother was, you could see that the brother was lit up, the reporter.
Mm.
I don't recall his name, but, he sat down, he had all of his equipment. It was quite a few things I had to go through before he was allowed to go into the office and set up. And then he interviewed Minister Farrakhan. Afterwards, there was a detail that arrived and took the minister to his next location, But these are one of the many things that we experience. Because like you said, most of us were young men at the time, younger men, and, not having children and family and responsibility of your own at that particular time, other than
in our 20s.
it made you more available.
Right.
Okay. Obviously, since that time, we've had children and now we got grandchildren and responsibility. You would have to do that on a much more limited basis. But
Right.
The nation has developed and we've come a long way. I guess we all remember the telephone hookups that we used to have.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Years ago. And like you said, technology and the like has moved on.
Mhm.
And we are still in the growing phase. And there are many things that were taught to us, as the minister used to tell us, because when he first started moving in New York, and because I believe at one time he was on WBLS every weekend.
That's right.
But as the minister started getting stronger and stronger, they tapped BLS. They said, man, get that man off of that radio station, man.
Mhm.
But it did not stop the movement of the people. But the Minister Farrakhan, talked to us as brothers
Right.
and knew that there were little pockets of hostility against him. And he made us to understand. He said, you see your brothers in the community of Warifdeen Muhammad. He said, first of all, recognize those were the FOI yesterday.
That's right.
Right.
Those are your brothers.
Mhm.
He said, now the enemy is among them as he is among some of you right here.
Right.
He wants us to fight and kill each other as we are taught in our lessons. He said, be mindful when you deal with your brothers. Okay? He said, be strong. He said, I ain't telling you to be no punks, but he said, don't allow yourself to be provoked into rash acts. You know, so the minister was always counseling us with wisdom.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? As he has today.
Yes, sir. Praise
I
be
just
to
want to, you know, chime in on what Brother Greg is saying, and it's important, man. I am more than pleased to be here with my brothers,
Yes, sir.
and I want your people to understand. I want the audience, the believers, those who are in the, you know, in the, I would say new in the nation. We would go on a detail. Right, we would go into a detail that night or that afternoon with the minister, and we used to carry him to the wherever he was speaking, and then back to his hotel. Then we would drive back to the mosque, and just enough time to hold post all day.
Sunday,
You know, on a
that's
Sunday.
right.
It wasn't like we went home and went to
Watch
bed
TV.
and watched TV. No, and this went on for months, years that we would do these things because of the love we had.
That's
And
right.
then, you know, Brother Kareem sometimes would be at the mosque till 11 o'clock.
That's right.
So we done been on post all day with the minister, drove back, been on post in the mosque, made sure Brother Kareem get on his way. Sometimes Omar would drive to Plainfield, and or we driving to the tunnel, then we can relax. Now we've been up 24 hours, sometimes maybe even longer than that. And I never heard not one brother from the boiler room complain about we tired.
I never heard it. Never heard it.
Never. That wasn't who we were.
That's right.
Omar said, let's go get some coffee.
Right.
We drink a cup of coffee and be right back on post.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you the funny part. We would sit around after
that coffee shop around the corner.
yeah, we would sit around after all of this and talk.
Right.
Now the wisdom, we always talked about wisdom, and Xavier can tell you, if you said something in that mosque and when we speaking around each other, you had to prove it.
That's right.
Omar told Xavier, go home. I know it was early in the morning to get a book, because he made a statement, and Omar said he challenged the brother on the statement.
It was a tape. I had to go home and get the tape. Show him and put it to the part where the minister talked about it to prove my point, and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right,
Captain. Why you just didn't Google it?
Google back
there. Have beepers.
What about when the minister would come? Mostly was on a Wednesday night, but Omar.
Oh yeah.
What was that? What was that speech? What was it? May 19th?
That was May 19th. I think it was 19. It was either 83 or 82.
No, it was 83.
Right.
83. He
spoke to about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we stayed up the rest of the night discussing what he just talked about.
I mean, I know y'all say he every time he speaks he dropped it, but that night he dropped it. He dropped it on every subject, from the mother plane to the messenger coming back and all this other stuff.
He went
questions, answers. I mean, it started out. Remember, he said, and the minister is so security minded. We had the lecture hall. We had the windows wide open,
right, with no curtains.
He said, "Brothers, you're security, and you're not security because you got to be right in the middle of the lecture hall with someone across the street with a high-powered rifle or binocular could see it's him."
Right.
And then everybody looked behind like they didn't know we didn't have curtains.
And we stood up all the tall, brother. Remember Brother Burnout was one of the ones that was
Burnout, brother Basil.
Yeah.
They need to take that shot.
Right.
I want to say this, because brother Majid was saying, I mean, Allah be pleased with Brother Xavier's mother, because like we said, we would stay there all night. Now we had the regular boiler room crew, and then we had maybe some that stayed there. There's probably 30, 40 brothers that just stayed there going through town or going through some issue, and they would stay at the mosque. But Xavier, as a 15, 16-year-old boy, his mother would call could you tell my son to come home? Yes, ma'am. Xavier, your mother said go home. Hour later, mother called. Is Xavier still there? Xavier, your mother said go home, brother. We could not get this man to go home. Like you said, he had school. He was just a teenager.
Yeah.
But he loved his brotherhood so much that he wanted to, and he had to stay there. But
Yes,
the
sir.
honorary mentions of the brothers that were there, you know, like you said, Hafiz, Elijah, Timothy, Stanley. We had brothers from out of town that came in.
They came through,
talk
right.
about, and I seen
I think
we
it
call
did
it the
not,
boiler
brother.
room
What was
crew.
his name? Eric Twist Martin stayed a few times.
Eric, yes, all these brothers could bet. I didn't just see it as a boiler room. I seen almost like as an FOI house, sort of.
Yes, sir.
Right,
But,
right.
you know, they would come, brothers would come there. They're from going through town, out of town, and they would stay there. Man, I mean, Alpha, that man, you know, like you say, he gave us the manhood that some of us didn't get or may not have gotten from our father. Alpha looked at us and he could tell you, you need to go get a job, brother, because you can't do for self. Because, you know, we was on that do for self thing. I was on the do for self. I had a job, but, you know, Alpha was saying, brother, you know, they hiring over here to hire. I'm like,
Right.
man, I'm doing for self, man. I don't know what he's telling me.
Mhm.
Alpha knew it right. Like, yeah, you got skill, brother Kenner, but you make bow ties and all that other stuff.
That was it. It was no back talk. Was it no brother Alpha? No, it was.
No.
You know, brother. You know one thing about brother Alpha. I remember brother Salim. May Allah be pleased with him.
Yes, sir.
I believe brother Salim, the minister of security.
Right.
He came to Brooklyn and came to the mosque, and he was teaching us things that Alpha already taught us. How to
Right.
look out, how to secure the men. I said, brother Alpha taught us that, brother. Alpha was a no-nonsense man. He taught us everything we needed to know how to
Right.
secure the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Alpha is the one who told us that we could turn our body into steel. We believe that if someone was to shoot at the minister or brother Kareem, we would have jumped on that door and took those bullet shots.
Yes, sir.
And see, we
That's
practiced.
how we believe.
I remember we used to practice securing the minister in the mosque or in the Eastern in the lecture hall.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Nobody was getting that training in the nation because a lot of people don't realize Brother Alpha was on the Minister of Security when he was the minister in New York.
That's right.
In New York.
And he was-
His former son-in-law, yes, sir.
right, and he was on security with the minister at Randall's Island.
Mm.
You know, a lot of people don't realize, and he taught us security. Wherever we went, we had the security of the minister.
That was
And
Alpha,
everybody
and
knows
Alpha
about security,
always
but-
on Sunday, Alpha never stayed one place. He was all over the mosque.
That's right,
He was
everywhere.
but I remember one time he made me and brother Lando, brother Omar, a lieutenant.
Yeah.
And we was doing, I think we did something, and he relieved us that same day.
that next day. It was you, brother Eric. You was playing around, man. I'm telling you, man. You always got me in trouble.
You threw that karate kick at me, brother. You threw that karate kick.
Brother Al will never put me and brother Eric together on post because we know we're gonna be joking around. Brother Eric.
Man, we lived a beautiful life, man, in that mosque, brother.
Yes.
And you know, there is not one iota, 1 second, 1 millisecond that I regret about being in that mosque with you brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
I love you brothers. Like, I mean, I can't. It's no words, man.
Right.
That
Right.
how I feel about you brothers. You know, and man, it's just amazing. And we was taught that how time moves. Man, I'm 62 years old. Brother Ken, 61 years old. It seemed like it was just yesterday. Brother Greg, 58 years old. You know, and
60.
man, if we had it all night, and we don't, we could be sitting around talking about 30, 40 years of memories, man.
Yes, sir.
And this is what we did, man.
Right.
And it was funny how Brother Alpha would try to get a lieutenant to be, you know, someone being in charge of the boiler room. Couldn't do it in the boiler room. We was independent. We was independent. We ain't want to hear all that other stuff.
Tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, we had one more honorary boiler room. Brother Linwood, Brother Kareem I remember the night he spent the night up
Yes,
there. Up in
Oh my God. It was a cold night too, Brother Kenny.
You remember that?
Yes.
I think he said, I don't know how you do it, brothers.
All praise due to Allah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had some lot of good time, and I thank you, brothers. Brother Alpha made me. I was the youngest of the bunch, but he made me a lieutenant.
That's right.
And,
sir. Yes, sir.
and it was
I never knew you was that young until I found out later. I said, "He's that brother," because you was like so mature, and the way you moved, the way you handled yourself. You know, when I first came and I seen you sitting in front of Rasta, I said, that cat can't be no 16 or 17 sitting in front of Rasta. That'd be crazy. You know,
yes, sir.
you know, on point with how you was moving and handling yourself. You know, I said the brother got it. You know, so
Very respectful person, Brother Xavier. Very respectful.
There's another honorary memo.
Who?
Brother Mayor, I'll be pleased when Brother Wazir, he used to spend so much time there, you might as well say he was a part of it. He used to be there till like 3 to 4 in the morning and scream out my name, Brother Steven. I couldn't get no sleep. He would be there late.
Brother Ellis Witherspoon.
Yes, I was telling them, Brother Ellis.
Yeah,
He stayed there a few times.
Brother,
James.
brother used to say Facino.
James stayed there one time.
Brother Facino, you know.
Yeah.
Faustino, yeah.
Without Allah,
Yeah.
that's the song, right?
And the brother that used to shine the shoe. What was the brother name?
Brother Everett?
Wilfred. William, Brother William.
Brother,
No,
yeah.
William
Everett? The older brother?
Yes.
Brother
He was for the prayer time. He called prayer.
That time, brother.
Prayer time.
Prayer
That's
time.
Brother Everett.
Yes.
That's Brother Everett. Brother William was 18. That man was in his 70s, and when he drilled, he never messed up on his step.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about big Brother William.
Big Brother William.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Fort
yeah.
Wayne.
May lobby, please. Gray hair, yes, sir. I remember
Very
listening
good spirit.
I remember listening to Bob Law one night, you know, Respect Yourself.
Yes.
And he came on the radio that evening and he was speaking, I said, that's Brother William and whatnot, man. Brother, who else can we think of? Honorary.
Brother Allen. What about our brother Allen to be out there?
Yes, Brother Allen made a lot
Of course, Brother Elijah. I don't think Brother Allen ever stayed there, but he always comes.
No, he didn't. I was just saying because he would be out in the front telling you the bus, the bus.
Brothers, let's dial it back a little bit. We getting off. This is
But Elijah was definitely a full-fledged boiler room.
Oh yeah, he's
no, brother.
Hard body.
Do you remember Brother Elijah painted the whole mosque by
By
himself?
himself.
By himself, brother. On several occasions. He would just get mad.
Man.
He would just get mad and paint.
Brother Elijah, you had to adjust to your brother. He had
He had to make an adjustment for Elijah.
Brother Elijah would get tight. I said, brother, you
Yeah,
calm down.
Stay tight, brother.
get tight, but we understood it. We understood his love, you know. I mean, he may have made a few idle threats here and there, but we understood. Brothers, don't go to sleep on the head at night, brother.
Him and Brother Majid used to go at it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He made Brother Timothy a
Him and Brother
soldier.
Majid
Don't you
used to
remember
go
that?
at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. One time Timothy helped him paint the mosque.
Selling
He made
papers,
him
brother.
help him paint the Mars. But Xavier see him go the other way.
Yes,
Praise
sir.
be to Allah, brother.
Yes, sir.
I thank you, brothers, for this opportunity, brother, and just reminiscing. And we
Well,
need
you
to
know,
get involved.
Brother Xavier, the reason why, I mean, this is very good. It's a great, it's a wonderful thing that you did with the show here. And it's to be an example for the younger brothers to let them know what the foundation that we had and the foundation that the New York State stands in the border room, you know, with Brother Kareem and Brother Alpha and all of us.
Mhm.
And all from that, I mean, we had to go out there, you know, now you can go out there, I mean, maybe not now, but right this minute, but you can go out there and sell 100 or 200 final calls. When we started, it was hard to sell a final call.
That's
you know,
right.
People were not loving us the way they have the love and respect for the minister now. They had some love and respect, but, you know, we had to go out there and forge that way and get out there and take a lot of, you know, crap from people.
Reestablished.
And
That's right.
we had to be out there. And when you see
That's
us, he wasn't out there, one or two brothers, you would see 8, 9, 10, 15, 20. We went out on a call out. We went on a call out.
Right.
We did it. And that's how we got built what we got built. and we was really on our way to building, and it's a good thing that you do that, so we know brothers understand the foundation which they sitting on, which they coming from.
That's right. And like I said, we was all we had. So we had enemies all around us.
That's right.
So we had to circle the wagons and become title. It was us against the world, really. And then people started coming around, other groups, other people. But at that time, it was just us, man. We had to, we had to defend for ourselves.
Yeah, and even we had to make friends on that corner. They didn't accept us on that corner. That was Eastern Park and Utica.
Right.
We was not accepted on that corner.
That's
had
right.
To, not through, I won't say not through force, but they got to know us and love us and respect us. And then we kind of just took that whole corner, and even the Jews in that area, the white Jews in that area, had a respect. They gave Brother Kareem a little party I think it was at the Wisco Manor, saying securing that neighborhood, because we locked it down. We got in there.
Right, because once we came there, the crime went down in that area.
That's right.
Oh yeah, so they gave us, I think gave Brother Kareem a plaque and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Brother Captain Hot, Brother Gaddafi, he used to have us walking over there by, what's that, Lincoln Terrace Park?
Oh yeah, by the park over there.
Right.
Stopping prostitution for a couple of hours.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brother Hawk, it was they had like prostitutes down there at that time. And one of the prostitutes the Jew was trying to get one of the prostitutes, and Brother Hot picked up that bottle and threw it at that car, and bang! He said, "Tell them the black Muslims did it."
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I love them days.
Yeah,
Yes,
we didn't take too much stuff, I think we're a little kinder and gentler now, but back in those days, that time somebody's trying to use something on the final call, and this guy told you, "Get that out of here," and you was taking off their coat. You remember that time? Get that out of here.
Yes, sir.
You remember brother Omar? Remember Brother Kareem and Alpha? They used to send us to other organization that was talking about the ministers.
Yeah.
And we would just sit right there and stare at them.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. One time, there was a congressman or somebody. He had an office around the street on Utica Avenue, and he was talking about Minister Farrakhan, and it was just me and Kareem. He said, "Come on, brother, we're gonna go pay him a visit or whatnot." Kareem went next door, went to the office, said, "Yes, I'm Brother Linwood Muhammad. I need to talk to Councilman whoever it was." And when that man seen Kareem, and he said, "Who's that?" "Yeah, Linwood Farrakhan, minister." Come on in, sir. Come on, please sit down. And Kareem went in there and straightened that man out, man. He ain't say nothing about the minister after that.
That's right. That's how it was.
Yes, sir.
The way we were. So, brothers, we gonna wrap this up. We want people to watch. We don't want, but
yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, because we can go all day and all night with this.
Exactly. Maybe we gonna do a part 2 and give them the real deal. This is the real deal. We're gonna give them another dose later. But any closing remarks?
Yeah, we got
part of the program.
Closing remarks for me is, I thank Allah much for the opportunity and the blessing to be with you brothers in an infant stage of my life. Because without you brothers guiding me and being the brothers that you are, there would never be a Majid Muhammad. And the brother that prior to coming in the nation, that I would not be here. And people say, how can you say that? I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you what I know. I thank Allah much for each one of you brothers coming into my life and sharing the love that we have, not had, but have for our brother Kareem, the brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, and the brothers and the sisters that was with us in the early stages of the rebuilding.
And the sisters.
I thank you, brothers. I can't thank you enough. Only way I can thank you is be a better person in my community and in my life. Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Anyone can go.
Well, I'll go. And I'm gonna say basically the same thing what Brother Majid said. I think you brothers especially. well, we thank Allah as messenger and as Christ, like Muhammad. And I want to thank Brother Kareem for the wonderful heart and the strength that he instilled on us, and Brother Alpha as well. But I think the brothers, you know, the brotherhood that we had is unfound anywhere in the world. And that brotherhood came love and unity, and came life. Because it actually saved my life as well, because the things that I was getting into in the street was going to put me out, and I know that for a fact. So you brothers are accountable for saving my life as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Praise be to Allah.
And it's a blessing to, because the mosque saved us from the streets, brother.
Right, no doubt.
Tell you, you know, because like you said, being out there in them streets, there's a lot of death going on out there. And, you know, when we became involved in this work, it took you away from that death.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And infused you with a knowledge that would keep you growing stronger and stronger. And let's just inoculate you from the madness of this world, bro. You know?
Yes, sir.
I thank Allah for strong brothers like y'all, because you know when you end something and doing the work, you need brotherhood, and the brotherhood keep you strong. And it was always that when you go through something, you can always talk to a brother Majid, a brother Omar, brother Xavier, my brother Kenny, my brother Stephen, brother Gregory. So I thank Allah for you brothers, and I thank Allah for brother Kareem. Sometimes you don't want to go tell a minister everything that you're going through. So if you got good, strong brothers that have wisdom and knowledge and good understanding, you'll be good. You'll be good. So I thank Allah for you brothers again for helping me and making me into who I am.
Yes,
as
sir.
a man and as a Muslim. I love you much, brothers.
Love you too, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love you too, brother.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank for look, I got my biological. We got 5 brothers. I remember Brother Kareem used to call us ex-Kelly brothers, you know, because it was 3 of us that were in the mosque. I could turn around, see my brothers got my back. I think Brother Xavier, you took a picture with all 3 of us that Savior's Day one day, you know.
Yes, sir.
And that's a blessing. And to know y'all brothers, like you're saying, from our younger ages, still, if any of y'all came to my house, I'll let you right in the door. So come on in, brother. I ain't got to worry, because I know your spirit, you know. And then Brother Linwood, Brother Kareem, he let me into his house. How many times you spent the night over Brother Kareem's house? I don't know. He brought me there and had me do some work. He said, brother, I brought you here because I knew you know how to do that work, you know? And I remember I could imitate him real good. So I was at his house and I answered the phone. I said, Cathcart residence, and it was his wife on the phone. And she said, Linwood? I said, no, ma'am. She said, Linwood, stop playing with me. I sound like Brother Linwood, so much so that, you know,
you can always do a good imitation.
Yeah, and I would call the mods and tell Stephen to open the safe and give me all the money. But Brother Linwood trusted me in his home, you know, and I seen him go through a lot of things, you know, in the mods and whatnot. And that was an honor to be, you know, to do work. I think he still might have some of that work done in his house or at his house. Had me make that big flag for the minister when he spoke at the armory. But the Brotherhood, look, me and Xavier down here in Atlanta, Georgia and whatnot, man.
That's right.
Working working with the brother here. Called me and I'm teaching his son how to drive. Imagine that. Yeah. Xavier got sons and whatnot. So
that's right.
Praise be to Allah, man. Nothing like the Brotherhood.
Yes, sir.
Thank Allah, Master Farrakhan Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Minister Farrakhan, like you say, all the other brothers and sisters that were part of this. We ain't just do this by ourselves. We had these sisters there cooking and cleaning and doing other things. And other brothers that helped here and helped there in many different ways. All praise due to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So you see?
All right. I'm looking. I saw Brother Greg. I thought Brother Greg. I forgot he already said something. But I thank Allah and His Messenger for Brother Minister Farrakhan, and I thank them all for our beloved Brother Kareem, because I mean, like, we all made it to this age, and it's a blessing. I know it wasn't an easy ride, But I tell you, brother, every time that I probably had problems or issues, whatever, it's because I didn't take the advice coming from them. And I remember the advice, but I figure, oh, I can do it my own way. And every time, or just about 99% of the time, when I did it my own way, it just didn't work, you know. And I couldn't say more from the guidance that we got from Minister Farrakhan, who's in our presence, and Brother Kareem's, you know, that was actually there with us. You know, it's just a blessing. And then with the brotherhood and the backbone of the brotherhood, this is something that I can't never forget. And it gives me mercy for my people so much, because I know that if we had that love for one another, damn, I be saying sometimes maybe we could spread it to everybody. But you know, that's in time, you know. But that brotherhood that we have, man, is just unbelievable. It's definitely the best times of my life. And like I said, I thank Allah and His messenger for our beloved brother, Minister Farrakhan, and our humble brother, Brother Kareem, you know, father, and I just say a hell of a guidance, man, for us.
Go ahead.
We'll never forget.
Right.
And strength,
Thank
right?
you, brother.
Strength, brother.
Strength, brother. Strength.
Strength.
Brother.
Gotta build an army, brother.
Strength,
Gotta
brother.
have an army.
Need an army.
But I don't know where he got all that energy and everything from. It had to been from Allah, brother, for him
That's
to
right.
and to affect us all, and for all of us to say all these great things. And then it ain't just us. There's probably hundreds and thousands of other believers who just tell you the same thing. I
The
just don't
sisters too.
know.
If you talk to the sisters, they got stories.
Oh, brother.
You know,
Please.
everyone, you know, the man's love was just had no limit, no boundary.
And the great men that he made, you know.
And it wasn't forced. It just flowed all the time.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
Praise be to Allah.
And I thank all you brothers for allowing me to talk to you. And we come together and just sharing our history and letting those who came after us know that we work, man. We did not cry about being on post, coming to the mosque. We was at the mosque all the time. We didn't have to come to the mosque. We just had to walk across the hall because we always wanted to be there. And I thank all of you for allowing me and to reminisce, you know, about Brother Kareem, Brother Alpha, the brotherhood, the sisterhood. And I thank you. And part of this is going to go on the show, and part of this is going to go on live on you. I mean, not live, but it'll be on my YouTube channel. Thank you, brothers. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Love you too. Love you too, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Captain.
Assalamu alaikum.
Well,
Walaikum salam.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stay